Hey guys, what's up? This is Mark Melbourne here. Probably about 3 years ago, got invited to my friend's 21st birthday. So, about 3 years ago, I got invited to my friend's 21st birthday. I didn't know any of his other friends. I've gone to his house party, which was about 10 or 15 minutes away. I went to say hello. When I got there, gave him a call. He came out and shook his hand, said hello, spoke briefly, but there was a lot of other people turning up at the same time. So he went off to greet other people. I was left sort of standing there and, you know, being very exposed, not really knowing anyone and not really sure what to do with myself in that situation. I basically pretend to play on my phone like a lot of introverts do when trying to pass some time. And then about after 10 minutes, this panic sort of set in and I was like, what am I doing here? Why did I come? I should have just stayed home. I don't know what I'm doing. And then I left. So, like many introverts, this left me feeling a little silly, but also it stayed in my mind a little bit and probably would have affected my self-esteem and confidence a little. But I think, you know, as an introvert, as someone who doesn't naturally find it to be comfortable in these environments, you need to find that balance between pushing yourself and giving yourself some slack when, you know, for example, things don't pan out the way you expect them to, or you're hoping that, you know, you'd get along with some of the people there a bit more, or whatever it is. And you might give yourself excuses that, you know, you don't really have anything in common with these people. But, you know, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, everybody has been to a social situation where, you know, either you've arrived early or maybe you've arrived and you only know the host. It might be a networking event where you know nobody, so you need to take the initiative and introduce yourself. And I think learning to manage those social situations, if you find them challenging, by having little things that work for you, can really make a difference, as there's a lot of advantages to actually being social and working on relationships and meeting new people, because you don't know what could potentially come out of you know, making a new relationship with someone at work, general bonding, or just building a relationship with someone that might be able to, you know, assist you with one of your hobbies or help you get towards, or help you move further towards your goals, whatever it might be. So some of the tips that sort of worked for me is, while I won't go to all social situations, I will turn up to some of them from time to time, and I'll try to stay at least, you know, for an hour. In fact, I think one of the advantages of being an introvert is you've kind of have this sort of hyper-awareness, so you really know when someone else feels uncomfortable because you've been in that situation. So one of my tips would be, if you notice somebody else, you know, whether it's somebody else's partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, and they've tagged along to this social event as well, and they obviously don't know anybody else, that's a perfect opportunity to go up to someone and, you know, just introduce yourself and just ask how they know such and such. That actually leads me on to tip number 2. People like talking about their partners, people like talking about their family, people like talking about their children, if, you know, if they have children, and if, you know, most people sort of have dogs and pets, and it's a very safe topic to talk about and make small talk about. So if you're stuck for conversation, ask about pets and whatnot, and you'd be surprised how well the conversation sort of goes. As an introvert, asking questions, open-ended questions, is a great way to start a conversation, but also, you know, for every couple questions that you ask somebody, it's also a good idea to share something about yourself, because nobody likes being talked at, but also you don't want to be on the receiving end just listening to somebody at the risk of them, you know, going on and on about something that you're not interested in. So also when, you know, you contribute to somebody, especially if you're on the listening end and you're actively listening, I would recommend trying to build on someone else's conversation, even though, you know, what somebody else says might trigger something that, you know, you'd like to share about yourself. But if it doesn't build on that person's story, maybe find a way to, you know, share your opinion or your thoughts in a way that it's going to help build their story. Or maybe just say something, you know, that's going to complement or just be fairly safe, like, hey, that's really interesting, and follow up with another question. So those would be my 2 tips. So push yourself a little further and maybe just try to turn up for at least an hour. If you absolutely hate it and, you know, you just, there's nothing worse than being there, then you can excuse yourself. I think it's a good idea to push yourself to stop using your phone in social environments. Put your phone away, stop pretending to check your, you know, your emails that you're not receiving, going through the latest Oz bargain deals, or, you know, going through your Instagram feed that you've already seen with no updates. So I would recommend, instead of doing this, actually taking the time to just be engaged in the environment. Like, you've chosen to be there for that particular thing, you're already there, you may as well try to make the most of it. And if you still don't enjoy it after an hour, then at least, you know, you've showed up. And yeah, don't forget to smile and just, you know, be present in the moment and enjoy, you know, other people's company, because you never know what might come out of it, and that's how a lot of friendships begin in the first place. So on that note, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. If you like to see more of these videos, hit the subscribe button.